Hello people, what is going on? Challenger EX coming at you here with a Dofus Touch Missive number 17. I thought they do this once a year. Is that a typo? Or am I just getting old and jaded? Because let me tell you, I should be excited for a Dofus Touch Missive. I am, a little bit. But on the other hand, you know, Challenger EX, he's not a young buck anymore. He's not a young buck with hopes and dreams. No, Challenger EX, he's a little jaded now. You know, he's been out in the streets, and the cold streets, with no updates, nothing. I'm just messing with you guys. For you guys new to the channel and to the Missive, Missive is pretty much Uncomm's fancy word of saying, hey, people, this is our plan for the game in this year. This is kind of like a summary of what we want to do and where we want to take the game throughout the year. So it's a nice little overview update of the whole game and the scope in the scope of the year. So we'll dive right in here, folks. I have read it already, so I'm a little bit prepared to talk about it. But also, you know, I'll give my thoughts and opinions as we go along. So it's just gonna be me talking, scrolling through this devlog update. So feel free to tab out if you want to. But we'll start off with 2023 having ended just a few days ago. It's time to look forward to 2024. So what's planned for Dofus Touch in the new year? This new missive provides some initial answers for you. Here they got a nice splash image here. I think we've seen this already. Nothing new, nothing new. A little look back. Aww. We know that retrospectives aren't exactly what most of you expect from a missive, but it's sometimes important to take a look back at what's been done. We'll be as brief as possible before moving on to the spoilers, we promise. Especially as we already gave you a brief here. This link, where does this link take me? Oh, it was like kind of like the recap thing they did. Was there spoilers here? I don't think there were any spoilers in here. All right. In 2022 and 2023, despite major content drops like legendary weapon. Oh, whoa. When did this happen? Major content drops like legendary weapons? Excuse me, sir? That was not a major content update to give. Actually, speaking of, according to this article here. Here we go. Ooh, I brought the receipts, folks. I brought the receipts. And here's another proof of your bravery. A total of 4,200 legendary weapons were dropped this year. Yeah, content for 4,200 people. I wouldn't exactly call that major content by any means. So, yeah, I gotta call it out. That was a nice little content update, but that was not like Pandala revamp levels of major content. No way. And Coliseum 1v1. I wouldn't exactly call that major content as well. Alrighty, man. They be out of pocket. And I know. This miss is supposed to be all goody two-shoe and happy feelings and stuff like that. But like I said, Challenger EX, I've been jaded, man. I'm like an old man now, and that's the truth. Our major focus has been on bringing quality of life improvements to the game. This includes improvements and modifications like tactical mode, the portable bank, removal of monster aggressions, etc. Yeah, all stuff, you know, PC Dofus has. Oh wow, would you look at that? Let's clap it up. As well as a lot of bug fixes. Because you shouldn't be doing that on your own. No, let's make it a point here. Part of the major content drop, right? We've also accentuated, ooh, that's a nice word they got there, the mobile format of the game by transitioning to a 3-room dungeon, groups of 4, started to revamp certain interfaces, and more. As we often said, after more than 7 years in existence, it was important to straighten the foundations of the game. And this bore fruit because 2023 was a record year in many areas. Better even than 2022. Okay, well, sure. I mean, they're not showing numbers. So, again, goody two-shoe, happy feeling article. This is a testament to the vision and guiding principles of the game has followed over the last few years. Some of the longtime players out there have noticed it and applauded all of this over the years. But we're aware that we still have other expectations regarding the future of the game. And next year, we intend to focus on this bit, or a lot more. So yeah, last year, we did get updates. A lot of it was these quality of life updates, which are nice. I mean, these updates should be more like complementary stuff to actual content to the game. Am I the only one seeing it, people? Am I the only one seeing this? Or am I just crazy? Am I just crazy old Challenger EX? Screaming at the mic. So, yeah. Honoring our veterans. How thoughtful. Many of you have been playing the game for several years. We greatly appreciate your loyalty, conservation, and support. Yeah, thanks for the money, bro. Thanks for the money. It's also why we wanted to offer you better gifts for the game's anniversary last year by taking... Why are we talking about last year still? By taking into account the length of the time you so have been supporting us. It was just a little start to what we want to bring to you in 2024 with more substantial updates. Oh, you mean those updates you should have been doing this whole time? Area revamp. Nullifus. That's what we call the land of our ancestors sleeping their final sleep before being woken up by an evil being. Only the bravest or the most insane dare to venture into the cursed island. Are you one of them? We won't keep you in suspense any longer if you haven't already guessed the news. A complete revamp of Nullifus. Nullifus? I'm gonna say Nullifus. If I say that wrong, correct me in the comments, people. Area will arrive this year. As you already know, this is an area that was in dire need of an update. And this will finally conclude the Pandala arc. And maybe we'll tinker with the calligraphy system a bit, which we know sometimes gets on your nerves. Oh, you mean the Pandala story arc that should have been finished like 2 years ago? I mean, it's great to know that you're gonna, finish where you started, but again, this should have been done already. This should have been done. PC, I know I don't like to compare, but PC, when they did their Pandala thing, I mean, they both came out at the same time. Let me see, Dofus. And I think I've shown this already too. Let's see. Yeah, so PC Pandala Awakens came out 2020. July 2020. Shortly after, Part 2 came out, Part 3. Pandemonium. It took a year for them to finish this. And this was a huge thing too. But I know, touch, you know. I guess just touch operates on a different time frame. But yeah, this should have been long. We should have been past this already. This new Dofus area will have fairly challenging content. After all, it's at level 200 plus. We'll just add plus to everything now. By the way, here's a little spoiler for a new cosmetic pack that the community managers will be handing out when the update drops. Cool little guy. He reminds me. He's like in the same visual design as like the ghost people you talk to for the legendary weapons. I mean, it's cool. And it would have been nice to see the actual Dofus area being revamped instead of this ghost dude, but sure. Sure. I know guys. Challenger EX be hating. That's what happens. Note that we're also thinking about the new mechanics that attract you even more to these redesigned areas. This should obviously apply to the same update for Pandala Island with the new wanted notices, Panda Wushu quests, and more surprises. Alright. Yeah, like I said, it would have been nice to see that stuff, but let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Level 200 plus. Look at that. There it is again. Speaking of 200 plus, this is a system that already existed in Dofus 2 through Omega levels. And it's caught our eye. It means that the experience your character gain is still useful once you've... And it's caught our eye. Do these teams not like communicate? Is there no like... Do they have like no idea what's going on with Dofus PC? It's caught our... It's like... They make it sound like they never looked at Dofus 2. But when they did... This Omega levels, oh man, that sounds pretty awesome. Why didn't we think of that? Yeah, you did. It means that the experience your character gains is still useful once. Okay. In Dofus 2, each Omega level allows certain bonuses to be unlocked. Additional pods, marketplace slots, cosmetic items like ornaments and auras. Would you be interested in a system like that? You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. What forms would it take? So let's talk about the system. Let's talk about Omega levels, but let's not talk about them, put them in. Let's talk about, like, wouldn't it be cool to have them in? Wouldn't it be cool? Let's note that whatever happens, we don't want to offer too many benefits to a mechanic like this if it's ever implemented. We're not sure whether we'll look into it this year or it will depend on your feedback or the amount of work needed for the design we chose. They could have just like left this whole thing out. It would have made a difference. So this level 200 plus section is like, yeah, wouldn't it be cool to implement this idea? We're not gonna do it yet, but wouldn't it be cool, right? It would be cool, right, guys? It is a beautiful finale. To end the year and still on topic of very high level content, specifically, something completely new will be causing a commotion in the mountains of Cania. Keep an eye out throughout the year because there could be some clues here and there. Are we talking about the thing that was under the gate or behind the gate? Because again, that should have been done a long time ago. So let's just talk about things that we should have finished already, but we haven't, because we're focusing on quality of life improvements. Where is this? It's in there somewhere. So yeah, maybe we get a wrap up to that cliffhanger with the Stoby Gobs. So yeah, I mean, that's nice, I guess. Other major projects, because they don't have enough projects, guys. The well's dry, is running dry. We've already tackled a few big topics. Have you? Have you really? But there are still plenty more that could impact both very high level players and low level players. We recommend catching your breath a little with the gifts that collect in game. Simply enter your code TOUCH2024 on this page. So you get like a candy pretty much. I didn't exactly look into it, but you get like those PP candies, wisdom candies. So that's what you get. So enjoy. Astrap revamp. Oh, look at that. Another thing that should have been done already. Tell me something I don't know. Before tackling the projects mentioned above, the early game revamp will finish with the first update of 2024, which is dedicated to the Astrap revamp. As we explained in the introduction to this missive, it was also important to focus on the beginning of the game to welcome new players. Dofus Touch is a very deep game that takes a while to understand, and it's important to help new players become familiar with the world. I agree. Dofus is a hard game. It's a hard game, not necessarily because it's like hard like a Souls game, right? Where it's like just like brute force hard. It's just hard because you're fighting against a lot of elements at the beginning of the game. Where the game, the game. Give me 1 second, folks. Alright, I am back. Feeling a lot better. It's just I do have a little bit of cough still. But where was I? Yeah, the game expects you, to learn all the fight mechanics, all the social interaction mechanics, economic mechanics. So you're all fighting all this stuff at the same time. It is overwhelming. It is overwhelming. So I'm with them with that. Welcoming these players and successfully retaining them ensures that constant activity on the servers helps keep the project going. This is something I've been talking about for a long time now. Like, there's no reason why Dofus Touch shouldn't be big with the English community. It's a great game. It's a great world they got and everything. It's just like they have a hard time keeping fans, and I'm sure they know this. But yeah, I talked about this at length already. We're not in a precarious position, far from it in fact, but it's still important to properly plan for the project's long-term future. Ooh, well, that's interesting. It's interesting that they would even bring that up. And so, following the arrival of Albura a few months ago, don't do this to me on comma. Albura was not a few months ago. We're talking about a year ago. Probably a little bit over a year ago. So don't give me this a few months ago type of thing. No sir. No sir, I will not have it. In fact, we can look this up. Let me see if we go to news. Updates. Albura came out November 29th, 2022. Yeah, well over a year. Not well over. A year and some change. And it was literally like a 20-minute tutorial. They took a whole year just to make this. So let's see, where was I? And so following the arrival, okay, a few months ago, which is wrong, a year ago, it will next be Astrap's turn for a makeover in the first major update of the year. We won't dwell on this any further here, since we already broached the subject in the previous missive and more recently in this post. However, here's a new here's some images. This this is taking us over a year to come up with this stuff. It looks like PC Astrap. So yay. So yay, screenshots. As you can see from these images, the areas around Astrap are being redesigned. Yes, we know this. You've told this already. Like I said, this should have been out already. This should have been out during November 28th. This should have been out during this update here, during the seller revamp. We're counting on your active participation in the beta, which is planned for February, so you can give us feedback, help us improve experience, and yada yada yada. Okay. The economy. Let's see what they got us at. Well, not much. Short little paragraph here. The economy is also an area of concern for many players, and rightly so, because the servers have been open for 7 years, and it shows in certain areas of the game experience. A game with such a long lifespan and very centered around economy needs to have its economy closely monitored and maintained over the years. We have various projects in mind for this, from destruction of equipment and generation of runes to more general areas like professions, acquiring monster resources, and much more. Although each of these areas is huge, we hope to reveal some of them. Okay, they pretty much didn't say anything. Coliseum. For you PvP folk out there, it's a section for the Coliseum right here. Get hype. We're honestly very happy with the most recent update to the Coliseum last November. At the beginning of the year, we weren't very confident we would solve the long-standing problems, player fruitlessly searching for a match for several hours, very unbalanced matches, ratings no longer changing, etc. Because the code used was very obscure and several years old. From Dofus 2 times, much earlier than the advent of Dofus Touch. I still think the long wait lines just because people don't PvP Dofus Touch. However, we think we found some good compromises to provide you with something that's much more viable, with more improvements possible in the future updates. We know it's not perfect right now, of course. We don't want to rush ahead and change the rules during the season, but rest assured we are keeping an eye on certain areas, such as characters who move up the ladder before reaching level 200 to get the mid-dragon reward. Characters who find themselves highly ranked after just 2 or 3 fights, which is logical and for good reason. But we know this still can be frustrating to see. The 2400 rating cap, which is something no longer useful. So we may make some adjustments in 2024, but they're still much more minor compared to what we did in the last year. As for, give me 1 second. As for traffic, over 2 million fights have been fought in the new 1v1 mode since the update, which makes it a big success. This format, which is really well suited to mobile, seems to attract a wide range of player types. However, remember that it isn't meant to be competitive, and we won't be balancing the classes on a simple. So this doesn't make any sense, folks. Again, if I'm crazy, let me know. Actually, I don't care. If it's not meant to be competitive, why do they have a whole rank system for 1v1 then? Right? If you're not gonna balance the game on 1v1 mode, why even bother having a ranking system? I don't know. I don't know. That goes beyond me. I don't know what's going on there. The idea of a true system of seasons and rewards is appealing on paper, but it certainly won't be added this year. Before that, we want to test the basics of the Coliseum, following the most recent changes, and only then make the required adjustments. And as you can see from the Missive, the schedule is already quite busy. We also need to ensure that the Coliseum is busy enough in the long term for a season system work. We also have some ideas to address this challenge, to be continued. And again, I don't feel like they said much of anything. right? Like I didn't learn anything new about Colosseum. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Changes to the shop. On the monetization front, we always wanted to try new things, as you may have already noticed directly in game, in the shop, or via the recent published posts. The idea is always to find a good compromise between our goal, your wishes, and a balanced game. Please let us know if you have any specific requests for new cosmetics, items, new services, etc. And with that out of the way, here's a sneak peek of a new cosmetic item coming in the next few weeks. Cool, nice little cosmetic here, based on I assume it's the year of the dragon, Chinese, right? Got a dragon mask, you got the dragon thing going on here. Looks nice, looks good. Class balancing. We will continue to balance classes in 2024. This is always a thorny issue that causes a lot of arguments and heated discussions. So, it's important for the longevity of the game in many ways, breathing new life into aging gameplay, adapting to new content and changes to the meta, etc. Yeah, makes sense. Regarding the seller revamp done at the end of the year, 6% of active seller changed class. This is a very acceptable figure considering the more challenging gameplay and the fact that we offered a free class change. We're aware that rebalancing and revamps can become tiring if they're too regular and too close together, so we'll pay more close attention to this from now on. This is also why in certain cases we'll make adjustments without going as far as a complete overhaul. The goal is to refresh these classes without fundamentally changing the mechanics. Yeah, I think this is class balancing, tweaking classes. I think it's just an ongoing MMO thing, just in general. Like, you're never gonna have a class or a character, right? That's like it's done. It's done. Let's not touch it. It's perfect, right? No, you know, just because of the nature of MMOs, you know, they didn't mention it. Like, the meta changes, content changes. Your character is expected to do, you know, different things depending on where the meta is, and stuff like that. So that makes sense. I up class revamp. So this is something I didn't see coming. I get it. I totally get it. Disclaimer: I never once in my entire life touch a yop. I do know it's pretty much like me hit big numbers kind of class, you know, which is why people love it. It's simple class. But I do get why they want to revamp it, because from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, people, is that the three branches that it does have, the strength, the air, and the fire branch, they'll pretty much do the same thing, which is big numbers. And something that Uncomm's been doing is kind of like giving each branch, elemental branch, like kind of like as something special role about it, something that's kind of unique to it. And yeah, from what I've seen, all three of the Yops classes pretty much do hit hard. So it makes sense. It makes sense in the scope of things. That, you know, I wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait until they revamp the Yop, but it makes sense. The next class to be modified will be the Yop class. This will be included in the first update of the year at the same time as the Astra revamp. We know it's fairly soon after the Settler revamp, but it was important for us to do the revamp early this year because new players start arriving as a result of our marketing campaigns for Astra. Makes sense. IOP's very beginner. It's kind of like the Ryu, right? Kind of like the go-to class of the game. Where like it's a nice like it's a nice point of accessibility for people, because it's not a very hard class to pilot or to understand. Many of you have already expressed your desire for a revamp for this iconic class. One of the problems mentioned most often is survivability, and it's in those kinds of areas where we have focused our efforts. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's keep reading. For example, vitality will be making a comeback. It won't be linked directly to power anymore, but there will be several small additional effects beyond simply increasing vitality like power currently does. Despite the changes that have been made, our main objective is to retain the ease of getting to grips with this particular class while adding a few changes to make the gameplay more varied. There you go, folks, varied. For those who want more strategy. Here again, be sure to join February beta to learn more about it. So we now have a time frame to expect Astra revamp, which is beta usually runs for like a month. So this new Yop and the new Astra will probably get it around March, so which is not too far off. What was I saying about the Yop? I was saying something. I totally forgot. Oh yeah, so I'm sure one of those branches is still going to be it's simple, big damage, big numbers, right? And another branch is probably going to be a little bit more defensive, more like that protector role, right? After all, the Yop is a knight, right? And they'll probably come up with another branch where it's I don't know, maybe positioning, more focused on positioning or like navigating the map, something. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. So far the revamps, they've been great. Haven't had too much issues with it. A lot of creative stuff has been coming out of the Touch team regarding the revamps. So I'm fairly confident this is going to be good. Interface revamp. Oh, so I'm excited about this. We plan to continue working on the interfaces, which was a project we started in November 2022 update. It's a genuinely huge task with major challenges, which is why we wanted to proceed bit by bit. Right now, it's too early to say how far we'll get into 2024, or even if we can continue with it. After redesigning the login page at the beginning of after redesigning the login pages at the end of last year, we've now been looking at all the in-game interfaces, inventories, marketplace, and trading crafting. And it's a tall order. In particular, it's a matter of how to achieve the smoothest possible transition between old and new interfaces. To spread these modifications out and comfortably test them over the course of the updates, unfortunately changing everything at once will be very tricky. It's a technical can of worms and a full of challenges, but the project is in the works. We're here. Here are the first images, work in progress from our character inventory, marketplace concepts. In due course, we will post a devlog to present our ideas, and I think it looks cool. I think this looks slick. It looks nice visually. It looks very appealing. I think whoever came up with this did an amazing job. It kind of breathes new life into Dofus Touch. It definitely separates it from, you know, the PC counterpart. Or it looks nice. I like this. I like this a lot. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if they're teasing anything here, but I do see new sprites for the Dofus, and I do see this Dofus here, which I don't know if it's a little Easter egg. They said there's gonna be teases and previews here and there. let me see. I have to look. I know this kind of like magma Dofus. It's not the crimson Dofus, because crimson's over here. You got the crimson, you got the bulbous, ochre, turquoise, and Kawit. What is that Dofus? Let me look that up really quick. I know some of you guys might be screaming at the screen. What is that Dofus? I know it's a fairly recent one. Let me see. Maybe we could get a clue. This article is from like 2010. Just give me one moment, folks. It's called the Smith something? Lava Smith Dofus. That's what it's called. Let's look it up. There we go. There he is. Here, let's learn about this Dofus. Lava Smith Dofus. Achievement reward between the hammer and the anvil. Is this related to the stuff obbies? Let me see. Let's read the description. Despite its somewhat an unusual appearance, this Dofus is a genuine dragon egg. It would be a shame to hawk it for a few nails. It will keep warm. Sorry, folks. It will keep. Oh yeah, so this is a typo then. I'm not crazy then. It will keep you warm during the long winter nights, and let you to organize barbecues in the summer. In any case, avoid going too close to the haystacks and bundles of kindles with it, otherwise you could be mistaken for dangerous arsonists. Between the anvil and the hammer. Speak to this guy after completing the following achievements. I don't know where this guy's from. I mean, it looks like him. It looks like him. He's some fire dude. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's related to Volcano Forge. Volcano Forge and City Moat Moors. That's where it comes from. I don't know. If they do implement it, it might come from the Kenya, whatever's underneath the stubby cops, maybe. I don't know. This is all speculation, guys. But yeah, this looks great. It looks amazing. Nice color harmony with the turquoise and green. Got nice oranges going on. This is probably the most exciting thing to come out of this missive, and it's been happening this year. So, yep. Anti-cheating. The issue of bots was addressed quite a bit last year, including in this article. Server rotations will continue in 2024, and we want to provide a referral system so you can invite friends when your server is temporarily closed. Of course, we will be careful to ensure bots don't abuse the system themselves. Apart from that, we'll continue to actively fight bots behind the scenes. The same applies to modified clients and any other illegal in-game activity in general. As a reminder, 10 sanctions were also made harsher back at the end of last year. Okay. Dofus Unity coming to mobile. And now a brief word about the arrival of a mobile version to go with the mid-long term porting of Dofus 2 to Unity. We want to reassure all Dofus Touch players. There are no plans to shut down the game, and we'll continue development on it. Quite a bit, in fact, as you can tell in this missive. The two games will continue to coexist, each with its own updates and decisions. Over the years, both projects have proven that this was possible and justified. Dofus Touch will still be mainly focused on the purely mobile side of things, with all that this implies. This has led to increasingly noticeable disparities at times through both decisions that go in opposite directions. To mention a few examples related to Dofus Touch: the transition to 4-player groups, 3-room dungeons, calligraphy, as discussed earlier, the decision to add not to add spell variants, the orientation of classes, the changes to wisdom, monetization, and other decisions. The mobile version of Dofus Unity will be a mirror image of what PC players will experience. things will be done intelligently, whether in terms of development, communication, acquisition, or whatever else. So again, this is more like a, just PR talk. Of course, they're not gonna say, oh yeah, oh shoot, Dofus Touch, it ain't looking too good when Big Brother's around the corner. So of course they're not gonna say that. They're gonna hype up the game, and they're gonna instill confidence in the players and stuff like that. I still stand behind the words I said, that if Dofus Touch doesn't offer a kind of must-have experience, I think Dofus Touch will eventually dwindle down and disappear. I think with PC Dofus being on mobile, it does put a lot of pressure. It does put a lot of pressure in Unity, and if you don't think so, you're kidding yourself. PC Dofus, it's literally the definitive Dofus experience, right? Whereas Dofus Touch, it could literally disappear tomorrow and hardly anybody will bat an eye, right? So Dofus Touch needs that gravitas where, like, not only it stands on its own, but it's part of the three pillars I talked about, right? Where you got Dofus, you got Wakfu, and you got Waving, right? You got the trilogy, right? Dofus Touch needs to be an essential part and experience of the kind of like that ecosystem those games have going on. Because otherwise, like I said, why would you play Dofus Touch when you got PC Dofus on your phone as well, right? I don't know, apparently PvP is huge, right? Why wouldn't you play PC where PvP is like tenfold better, tenfold more active, right? You want a quest, you actually want to learn about Dofus and its world. You know what? PC Dofus has that. Touch doesn't. So I think, I mean, again, this is more of a feel-good message, like, oh, we got no plans to shut down. Of course, you want to be a little bit optimistic, stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to pivot. Dofus Touch needs to be a how do I want to say this? An essential part of the kind of like the Dofus Cosmos kind of world and experience, right? And currently, right now, it isn't. It isn't anywhere near close to it either. For starters, we don't have questable primordial Dofuses, which is a huge miss. Yeah, it's great. It's great that they're finishing up Pandala, they're finishing up Cania, they're finishing up Astra. But come on, people, the main focus of the game should be the Dofus, like the main 6 Dofus. Like, why is it so hard to understand that? Like, that is the backbone of this whole universe, and it's not represented in Touch in any capacity other than random drops with no context. So yes, I do think, even if it's Dofus PC being a mirror image of, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, this whole mobile thing, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you got Big Brother right next to you, right? PC Dofus, it's literally offering you cross-play. Even if you just stick to mobile, even if you just play to mobile, right? You not only have access to all other people playing on mobile, but you have access to everybody who's playing on PC as well too, right? So you're dealing with a lot of things. Like, Dofus Touch is dealing with a lot of uphill battles, because not only is Dofus Touch, it's a much bigger game, a more fleshed out game. It has a much bigger community, a much active community at that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this doesn't instill confidence in me whatsoever. We'll see when PC PC Dofus Unity app comes out. But I myself, I'm excited about. I mean, I'm not excited about any of this stuff, really, beyond fancy UI. But I mean, that's not saying much at all. But really, like 2024 is like, oh, here's all the content we promised years ago. You're finally gonna get it. Hopefully, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's evident. It's evident with how much love and care, you know, PC Dofus gets through its constant share of updates. Not only content updates, but gameplay updates, lore updates, item updates. Also Topia 2, they got different servers and stuff like that. Like it's obviously a lot more gets invested into this game than in Touch, right? If Touch was as big as, you know, a lot of people would like it to be, we wouldn't be dealing with any of this. With lack of content for like, what, 2-3 years now? So, yeah, I mean, it sucks to talk about it and kind of like in a negative way, but it's just the way it is. If Dofus Touch doesn't step up their like content game, which it's good to see that they are, right? We're getting Astrub, we're getting Pandala, and we're getting Kanya, right? But I don't know if that's enough. So yeah, because this whole mobile thing, it's out the window. It's out the window. This whole mobile focus thing, you know, it might have been the good plan maybe like 3-4 years ago, but now you're dealing with the definitive version of Dofus with crossplay. So that's my little small rant there. Not that I haven't done this already, but yeah. I would like to know what you guys think, of course. Miscellaneous. Well, that's a good overview. We just want to add a small note that will continue to provide more minor quality of life improvements and features in future updates. Like, it's not quality of life that's holding the game back. It's not. It's not this. We'll keep working on fixing bugs with daily tracking via our Discord and in the forum. Other projects and prices are being discussed at the top of the areas mentioned above, and not necessarily less important ones, but it's early to reveal more at this stage. And we need to save some surprises for the community managers to tease. Community events. Yeah, we haven't had one of these in a long time. Speaking of community managers, let's say a few words about events coming to the game in 2024, as well as the great updates already mentioned. The infamous community manager will be offering various activities again this year. There will be multiple competitive tournaments, including the second edition of a certain popular tournament, and various PVM events with a range of unique cosmetic rewards. Your schedule will be very busy too, so definitely you won't have time to get bored. And we haven't even mentioned the 20th anniversary of Dofus 2. We'll obviously be celebrating our big brother. They even call it Big Brother too. I thought it was weird. Incredible milestone, and there will be lots of surprises and gifts in store. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that sucks about community events, they're usually in French time, which usually means in the middle of the work week, in the middle of the work. So it'd be nice if they had something on the weekend where a lot of people, you know, could participate. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. In closing, with many things we're excited about and what to do for this project, it's never easy to prioritize what areas to work on. I don't know about that. I think it's kind of easy. It's not easy when you're doing the wrong things, but we're very excited about this year's plans, and we can't wait to share these updates and moments with you. Our philosophy We're planning all this with something along the lines of have fun and provide fun. For various reasons, this missive is vague and incomplete on certain points, but as you'll see, there's some big stuff on its way. This year will be crazy, like Challenger. Can't just be crazy talking. This is roadmap. This is not a roadmap. This is just a series of bullet points of things they want to do. Roadmap actually has dates on it. Coming soon. Asteroid revamp. Yop class revamp. Class balancing. Okay, so yeah, so this is pretty much like here. In development. Dofus revamp. New Pandala content. Calligraphy changes. New legendary weapons. So this is all pretty much under one umbrella. So yeah, so this is pretty much one bullet point. New Pandala content. You can put all that under here. Again, that's not saying much. Conceptualization. Can't say that word. Let's just make these bullet points as broad as possible. New feature. Interface revamp. Changes for the economy. Level 200 plus. Adjustments to the Coliseum. Yeah, this roadmap. This roadmap is literally saying Astra, Yop, class balancing, and then Pandala in here. Right? Where's the Kenya? Where's the Kenya thing going in here? I don't know. They're not much of a roadmap. Thank you once again to all the players who support us and play our games, and special thanks to all those who take the time to contact us on various social media platforms to help us improve, to help us to move Dofus Touch forward. Your feedback is invaluable. A big thanks to the moderators and the game masters for their dedication and involvement every day for helping the World of 12 a great place for everyone to be, and thank you for our community helpers as well. We won't forget you. We wish you a fantastic 2024 and look forward to seeing you very soon in the World of 12. Yeah, that is it. That is it, folks. We'll go ahead and read the comments here. Just gonna say, I did it in the last video. It was fun. Of course, there's one in Spanish here. I don't know what they're saying. Hopefully it's good. Feel ho, excited for this change in my yacht. Okay. So people are excited. Vaughn the Viking, level 200 plus is a highly anticipated feature for me. Halek, a suggestion. If you don't want to make Colo competitive, as it is reported in the Missive, rake away that large. Take away that large classification table for our screen. Yeah, this is something I brought up. Like, why even have a rank system when you don't want to competitive? And that's it. That's it, folks. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you excited? Is this a missive you hope? Was this satisfying for you? For me personally, of course. You know, it was alright. It was alright. Like I said, my biggest gripe is like we're getting things we should have had already in the game, and you know, it's good that they're finishing up what they started, but we should have been past this already. We should have been past this. We should have, you know. She moved on to other things. Let's look at Dofus Touch updates here for a second. Seasonal patches. I wish it would show me just like all the major updates. It keeps showing me like the little. 2021. Oh, this doesn't actually go all the way back either. This one goes up to 2021. Oh, that's interesting. Here, let's do a little bit of Dofus Int. I think it's their website. Dofus Touch. Okay, so this Stubby Gops trailer that dropped 5 years ago, guys. 5 years ago. I don't get it why I don't get why they didn't just finish this off like right off the bat.
The Stubby Gops.
So I'm hoping that whatever Kanye thing up there we're getting, it's a wrap up to this. Aquadala, we started getting that 3 years ago. So the Panella re-are happened 3 years ago. Do they even have it, Plantella? This is a legendary weapon, which is a year ago. Which again wasn't much of a major update. You just added some weapons to the game for a small few people. Oh yeah, here's the ghost people. You see, Dofus. Yeah, Plantala was 2 years ago.
I know that you.
And this was just a small section. Like this wasn't really like somewhat incorporated into the game already, because they had the section kind of like fogged off already. But yeah, I do wish whatever content they come up with is like, okay, let's start it and let's have a plan to finish it, right? Because the way this is kind of like segmented, just doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense. And like I said with Dofus, it was like back to back. Pandala Awakens, Pandala Awakens Part 2, Pandala Awakens Part 3, Pandemonium. Done. Now they're eternal conflict, boss king evil, right? Well, actually, PC Dofus has like every major kind of update here. They don't do like little things like with touch. Free Goss, look at that, guys. 2014 Free Goss. That's Free Goss is going on 20 years old, pretty much. No, this is Free Goss, the Free Goss well. We don't have it. What is this? New area, the Albatrocious Rock. What? This thing is like 20 years old? It's actually like a giant well you go. What the hell? Where's this in touch? This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Where Dofus touch is kind of like it's detrimental, which it shouldn't be, but it is. This is literally the first time I'm seeing this. 2014. What else they got sneaking up in here? Children of the King God. When did they do all this Dofus? 13. Free Goss. Yeah, I mean Free Goss part 2013. Yeah, Freehouse is 20 years old. When did he do the Quest of Dofus? This is crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy just going through this. They got like a whole Moon Island revamp in 2015. It's 2014. It's like, ooh, it's 10 years ago. The Stubby Cops of the Freezehammer clan. No pictures? No pictures. This is extra time, guys. This is extra. This video's over. Video's over. Just looking around here. Pandemonium. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Pandemonium is the. After the Horsemen of the Calypse and the Spirits of Pandala, you think you've seen it all? I'm sure they got a badass trailer for this. Details? A new island is emerging off the coast of Pandala, the atoll of the possessed. Oh, here we go. A series of Calypse quests is also available. It includes Epilogue of Pandala, and will therefore require the Pandala, Nullifish, Vulcan, Arcane quest. So this wasn't it then. So Pandemonium is kind of like its own little thing. So Pandala Awakens Part 3? Not seeing it. Maybe Part 2? Yeah, here we go. Part 2. This area got revamped quick then. After the initial in-depth revamp of various regions to Pandala, the transformation of Nullifish is complete. If you're a new player with subscription, there's a boat. Yeah, they revamped this quick then. Is there a trailer for this? Hey, these are the guys from the Legendary Daggers, right? I don't know. Yeah, it just goes to show how far behind Touch is, just in general. Yeah, I do know. You know, it's not supposed to be one-to-one, follow the same path, but again, if Dofus Touch is doing as well as they say that it is, you know, you would think they want to update the game more frequently than what they've been. You think they would want to add more stuff to the game to entice people to stay and to bring on new people, right? But you know, it's not my opinion, right? It's just evident. Just look at the state of the game, right? Slow updates. Not too much going on. We had a Missive, which didn't really announce anything new, right? Astra, you know, that's what is it? It's supposed to come out November, December, January, February, March. That's almost half a year late. Kanya, that's like 6 years overdue. Pandala arc finishing, it's probably a couple years right there overdue. So yeah, I mean, obviously guys, I hope the game does well. Hopefully this stuff turns out great and everything. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the landscape's gonna look like once Big Brother comes. You know, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. You know, I covered the Unity stuff. I was hyped. Heck, I'm hyped just going through this here and seeing like what's not in Dofus Touch, right? Look at all this stuff I've been missing out by dedicating my time to Dofus Touch. And that's where the chink in the armor is, right? Where like, you know, you could totally skip out on Dofus Touch and you miss out on nothing. So, alright folks, with that I'll leave it there. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Make a comment. I respond to everything. Make a comment, good, bad, love it, hate it, doesn't matter. Let your opinions be known. Because obviously here, you know, we got three people commenting on this huge year plan. So again, it's not me, guys. It's not me just hating. It's kind of evident on the scale and the scope of the game and the state of the game, regardless of their, you know, happy-go-lucky messaging here. But until next time, this has been Challenge GX. Take care of yourself and peace.